The book is really about survival, it's about family, it's about struggle, it's about hardship and overcoming those hardships. It's about a connection, it's about identity. The book has also been a journey, my journey and Iraq's journey that I've been working on for the past 12 years. I started writing this book in 2002, and it chronicles three separate phases in my life and Iraq's history. The first part was my visits prior to the war in 2001 and 2002, when I went back to connect with my family and to see their life under Saddam and sanctions and really experience that life that was not attainable to outsiders. Second part of the book, I had gone back to Iraq as a professional working for the US government, trying to help restore Iraq's economy and infrastructure during a very difficult time for Iraq. I was there from 2005 to 2009. During a time when my family did not know I was in Iraq for security reasons, to protect them. So I was in Iraq, but I was living and working in the green zone, a completely different experience than the experience that I had years prior. The last part of the book, part 3, is my latest trip to Iraq, which I took in 2013, when I went back to take care of some personal family matters, and I got to see what Iraq was like in the current state, again with the heightened security situation. And I'd gone back as an Iraqi, staying with my relatives, but very different than my first trip and very different than my second trip. When I decided to write this book was after my a trip in 2002, right prior to the war, where there was so much interest in the US about the Iraq story, and who these people were and what they really thought and how they really lived and how they fared and how they loved and how they struggled and what do they think of us? Do they really hate us? Who are they? And when people were asking me those questions, after learning that I was fortunate enough to have gone to Iraq and being surprised that I was able to go, how did you get there even? Just the fact that how you went to Iraq was a topic of discussion. That's when I decided to write this book, because I felt like that story was absolutely missing, and I wanted to have a human face to the Iraq story. There was no human face to the Iraq story. The 3 parts actually chronicle 3 different ways of my entering Iraq. Under Saddam and the sanctions, it was through land, through taxi, and the grueling process of entering Iraq. Second time was on a C-130, a U.S. military plane being processed by a separate side of the airport that was all American. There wasn't a single Iraqi official that processed me into Iraq. The third time, I took a commercial airliner and landed in Iraq, Baghdad International Airport. People there want what people everywhere want,